All right, welcome to year 3 under this administration. I'll just go ahead and open it up to questions real quick, see what everybody's got, then I'll kind of just give my general takes on things.
Coach, a lot of activity in the transfer portal. Can you give us some insight on that?
Yeah, a ton of action in the transfer portal. I told you guys we needed to hit the wide receiver room this year. We needed to hit the cornerback room. Receivers, we lost our entire roster basically. It was looking rough, so we had to hit it hard and get some players. We signed Easton from Western Kentucky. He's been pretty productive in his short run, but he's coming to us. He's going to be moving into our number 1 receiver position. Now, as you know, as a Marshall fan, not a big fan of Western Kentucky, but we needed help. He was a guy we went after. We met him, gave him some donuts and all, and he's going to be a big help for us, and he's got a lengthy career left ahead of him. We also got Darrell Sweeting. Like I said, we lost some cornerback depth, and he was a guy who's going to come in right away and be our nickel corner. Definitely needed to help Scotty Watkins in his secondary. We also got Gillespie at receiver. He's going to be our number 2. He transferred in from Illinois. Like I said, it's going to be a whole new wide receiver room. We just needed his help, and what we saw on tape looked pretty good. And last but not least, I don't want to go over everybody we got because we'd be here all year, but we signed Tony Brewer, the running back from Tennessee, a young player. He's got his whole 4 years ahead of him. He's going to be a great complement to AJ Turner. Definitely want to get him very involved. You can see just his raw potential. And with us losing the milkman from last year, we definitely need a guy like Brewer to step in. So yeah, defensively, it's going to be a lot of the same. A lot of our guys, we did a lot of redshirting last season, and it's really going to help this season with our overalls going up, the transfer portal we got. The defense is going to stay roughly the same. Coach Lewis, Coach Watkins, they're going to just do their thing. Not going to be a whole lot of change. Now, I told you guys me and Coach Jake Marshall would be changing the offense up. We're switching up everything. It's going to be a lot different this year. A lot more read options, a lot more screens, a lot more RPO, a lot more motion, things like that. And I do feel for Coach Ethan Riley. He's got a whole new wide receiver room besides Tyshawn Chapman. So he's going to have to definitely be big time for us this offseason and just really get these guys in the groove of what they need to do. It's a lot of mismatched parts. It's like, playing with Legos that just aren't fitting together, putting a square peg in a round hole, but that's up to Coach Riley, and I think he's going to do a great job. I'm looking forward to the season. We are much improved, and we got Cal coming up first, so yeah. Thank you guys for coming to this press conference. I don't want to sit here and drone on all year. That's the limited information that you guys need. Not a whole lot's changing. Thank you for attending, and just email me if you got any questions, and I'll send you some memes or something, all right? Everybody have a good day. Thank you.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Marshall Football Rebuild Dynasty. Today, we are not taking on anybody. We're taking on the offseason. Now, for me, the offseason is like my favorite time of the year. It's like being a kid and waking up on Christmas Day early in the morning, and the presents are just right there, and it's exactly what you need. I don't got to get in a game and throw interceptions and stress out and cry and complain. So first, we'll take a look at the players leaving, and it's a lot. We're going to lose the milkman, Nolan McCormick. It's a sad day for me, the Ohio Bobcat. Great career. And we lose pretty much our entire receiving core, so this is going to be a big transfer portal need. Losing Sampson, gonna hurt. Jabari Ishmael had a good year. So did Devontae Barnett. Gonna be losing Isaiah Johnson and Rayshon Knight, so definitely gonna need some corner help. And Mr. Smith, he made a lot of plays this year for us. Losing our kicker. Sad day, but we got a guy waiting in the wings. I'll go ahead and show you guys our season stats before we move on with the process. Ernest Suggs finishes with 3,200 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 16 interceptions. That is terrible, and we hate to see it, but that's mostly on me. If we get that down to around 10, I think we're cooking with something spicy. But he had a pretty solid year. Braylon Braxton, like I said, when he needed to, he filled in for us, and we have to respect the senior. AJ Turner almost cracks 1,000 yards, great 4.5 average, 12 touchdowns on the year, and he'll be back. So Ernest Suggs almost with 700 yards, 11 touchdowns. That's where he really made a lot of his money. It was on the ground. Nolan McCormick, like I said, the milkman, for a backup running back, did a hell of a job. 423 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4.6 average. Really helped the team, really filled in when needed. Receiving wise, Braylon Brown led us with 766 and 4 touchdowns. Chuck Montgomery had the most touchdowns with 9 and 500 yards. Toby Payne, like I said, McCormick had about 900 yards combined, had 4 touchdowns. Tyshawn Chapman got 5. Turner, Robinson got 4, even Metcalf. Sampson had a lot of sacks, but he's the left tackle. What's going to happen? But O-line played pretty decent for the year, at least I think running the ball wise. Kershaw and Holmes lead us with tackles. Like I said, everybody kind of hitting their groove where is needed. TFL wise, Devontae Barnett led us with 24. Raphael Gales, who won Defensive Player of the Year, Defensive End of the Year, got 23 with 11.5 sacks. Holmes and Ishmael get 15, Heflin and Teague get 10, and everybody else, chipped in when they were needed, did some good stuff for us. Interception-wise, Isaiah Johnson led us with 4. Henderson and Knight get 3, Chris Holmes with 2, Heflin, Smith, and Hart with 1. Deflection-wise, Jacoby Henderson led us. Chris Holmes got 8. Everybody else where they need to be. Forced fumble, Hendo, Holmes, and Chasen Clark. Jabari got our 1 lone safety. Reese Veerhoff on the year, 6 for 12, but kicking's hard on this game. Can't blame the kid too much. Punt return-wise, Tyshawn Chapman, great year, 2 touchdowns. We are targeting this guy, Alfonso Drummond, receiver. We need help. He's from Iowa State. We're going to sign Tyree Bankston, middle linebacker. Nice hair. You can tell he's using some good product in the shower. So Bankston is an athlete, run stopper. Looking like he's probably going to be a linebacker or a very slow corner, but he's got some good stuff. Don't know if he's a starter right away, but 85 tackle. Hard to look past that. We signed left end George Bridge. Love that name, from Huntington, West Virginia. 3-star kid. Also, Randall Archibald, a halfback. I think he is actually an athlete, but 4-star from Crawfordville, Florida. We needed another 4-star bad. And we also get Darrell Sweeting, the transfer from somewhere. We signed Mr. Clark, another cornerback transfer. This is looking phenomenal for our efforts. We also signed Alfonso Drummond, the receiver. We need help at receiver, instant impact. And we get Tony Brewer, the running back, 91 speed, 91 XL. He's going to be a big help. George Bridge, the left end, he's got winning time mental. He's got some decent abilities there, nice excel. He's a project player, but speed rusher will help out. Hometown kid. Mr. Randall Archibald, the 4-star athlete, projected to be halfback. His speed and excel is nothing spectacular, but got some really good abilities, the armbar and balanced. And he's just really solid. Great carrying, trucking, break tackle. This kid's going to be a weapon. We also signed Darrell Sweeting, the transfer, 94 XL. That's really good. 98 change of direction, 81 man coverage. He looks great. I'm not going to lie. He's a great transfer that we just signed. So I'm going to sign Mr. Clark, like I said, kind of the downgraded version, but he's got some good abilities, and we need cornerback help. Also signed Alfonso Drummond. I kind of showed you guys earlier. He's not the best in the world, but he's going to help out the team when we needed transfers, and a lot of these guys are young transfer sophomores. And we signed Tony Brewer. I believe he was from Tennessee, so really good, 91 speed, 91 XL. He looks like a good player. Good spin move, the 360 ability, a lot of mental, so he might be our starter. I don't know. We signed Mr. Carlos Giuseppe. We also signed Nate Stewart, defensive tackle from New Jersey. We signed Easton Messer from Kentucky. I actually don't remember going out to this kid. But we got Mr. Nate Stewart, defensive tackle. He's got some good stuff, 84 tackle already. Mr. Carlos got some good skills, a 94 spec catch, good route running, catching traffic, agility is great. We also signed Mr. Easton Messer, 90 XL, 88 speed. Just pretty solid, 92 catching, got some good route running, really good route running. This guy's going to really help out the team. He's a junior, so we won't have him too long. But that is a look at our class. We signed how many? 22 players. I'm happy with it. The class, I think, turned out well. Got some much-needed interior help on the O-line. I think we will put some points into the defensive line. We might actually upgrade this all the way up. And unfortunately, Ernest Suggs has kind of hit his cap besides accuracy, which is unfortunate, but he's still our guy moving forward. With that speed, we're going to just try to keep the ball on the ground this year. Forgot we still do got Tyshawn Chapman. He goes up to an 84, so wide receiver room we thought was going to be rough, but we get some good players in here. No, he's still got room to grow, and he's only a sophomore, so he can move a lot up in run stopping and power, so kind of hit his stride. Got some abilities and all. Alright, taking a look at the depth chart here. We're up to an 85 all across the board, standard fare. Ernest Suggs, obviously, QB1. Frank Dog going to be QB2. That redshirt year, I'm hoping, has served him well. He's not as good as Suggs, but he's like a solid replacement. Dalvin Ryder, I got him as our number 3, and we redshirted Christian Lampkin and Mr. Moffitt just to give him time to develop. Running back, obviously, A.J. Turner, and Mr. Brewer, the Tennessee transfer, is going to be our number 2. Wide receivers, I know Messer's not the best, but I want to get Tyshawn Chapman in the slot. I know there's a slot receiver. I did also put him on that because he's just got the speed to burn. I think he's suited best in the slot. But Messer and then Gillespie are going to be the top 2 receivers. Marcel Williams, Krieg, and Drummond round out the rest of the core. Toby Payne, senior year. Time for him to go out in style. Left tackle will be Richter. Left guard's going to be Finch, up to an 87 with the boosts. And Teal is the backup, but he's going to be starting at center. Teal is an 80 overall sophomore, so we need to get him on the field, and he's better than Hancock and Barron, so that's what it is. Let me get Barron actually to back up, but Teal, even though he's a backup, we need him in there. Right guard, going to be Mr. Branch. He's up to an 80 overall as a senior, 82 I should say with the boosts. And right tackle is going to be Slappy. Right side of that line's got some skills. Raphael Gale's obviously going to be our right end, 85 overall as a senior. McAllister going to be backing up. Mike Green's going to be our starting left end with McAllister. I know McAllister is technically better, but Green's a beast. We got to get him on the field. Defensive tackle, the usual guys. Teague will be back. Carruthers and Curry will be the other guys. Left linebacker Leon Hart Jr., good player. Middle linebacker will be Jaden Yates, up to an 80 overall. Right linebacker going to be Heflin. And cornerback wise going to be Chris Holmes, Henderson, and Darrell Sweeting, the transfer. I cannot remember for the life of me where he transferred from, but he's definitely got the skills with the man coverage, and the zone coverage is decent as well. So we need him out there at the slot. Free safety wise, Kershaw's up to an 85. Tyshawn Jeter up to an 80, junior. I think we got him in from somewhere. He came from somewhere, that's all I know. But strong safety, we also have Jeter out there, even though he's the backup because he's up to an 80. I mean, we got to get him on the field. 79 zone coverage. He's got the best we kind of can work with here. Kicker, Amika, and Tyshawn Chapman will be doing the returning duties. And like I said, Brewer's going to be the backup in all instances, so he's got to get on the field. You came from Tennessee, it's time to make your name. Taking a look at our schedule I made here, we got 15 Cal to start the year. They might play early and get knocked out if they don't. I'll be pissed because I want a top 15 game or a top 25 game. Got an FCS game thrown in there, the Pandas obviously. Got our usual conference slate. I threw Wyoming in there for the hell of it. Just like a really quick look at our recruiting board. I'm going after some 4-star guys that we got on the top of our leaderboard. Mr. Franks, he's an athlete, but this quarterback, 93 throw power. He's kind of a project, but 95 XL. Ramon Franks could be a good one. He's got some mentals and some abilities. If that dev trade is higher, we might be looking at something special. But we also got Mr. Derek Toppins for a safety. We love the name. All these guys we're leading on right now, he's got good skills. Pettis, the running back, he looks like a talented player as well with that 94 speed. So we're just kind of looking right now. We're not going too crazy. So that's going to do it for the offseason. We got 15 Cal coming up next. We'll take a quick look at the roster before we get out of here. Fernando Mendoza, he's got some talent, sleight of hand, 80 overall. He's going to be a problem for us. I can just see it coming. That's a pretty good receiver. Mikey Matthews looks like a little pipsqueak, but got good abilities. This is not going to be an easy game. They are 85s all across the board like we are, so it'll be a fun matchup. I think they definitely got the more talented players, but that's why you play the games. I think we're going to run multiple defense this year, just see what kind of stuff we can do here. But yeah, like I said, the veer and shoot. We're playing Cal, so we're going to kind of see what they got. That is going to do it for the off season, and for me. Everybody, thank you for watching. I know it's mostly just for college football nerds, you know, some people that are looking for like the games. I know. That's the entertaining part, but the off season is definitely key, definitely my favorite part. So yeah, once again, thank you for watching, everybody. Have a good day or night, and I will see you in the next episode.